What's going on, everybody? Critical Ari here. Going to come at you with game number 9, and we're going to be playing Trundle, the Cursed Troll. And as you know, he came out yesterday, and I picked him up. I got the double bundle, as I do every new champion. I love playing with the new champions. They're so much fun. I'm not going to go over his abilities too much. You'll hear me mention them throughout the time. But his Q is Bite, his W is Contamination. His E is Pillar, and his R is, we'll just say Ultimate because I cannot think of the name right off the top of my head because I suck. A lot of fun to play this champion. Pretty beefy. Well, maybe beefy in the right word. Let's say durable. Definitely durable champion. Doesn't have a massive or a significant damage output, but he holds his own. He's a tanky DPS, as Freak said in his champion spotlight. I would even go as far to say that depending on what builds you go, what ruins and mastery setup you go, that Garen would probably have more damage output than Trundle. But that's not necessarily true. It's all varies depending on how you play them. So with that, I'm going to go into the build. I decided to do mostly a pure tank kind of deal with this one. I was lucky with this game because 4 of the 5 enemy champions were damn near pure magic dealing classes. All magic damage almost, minus Ram's auto attacks, which scales with armor obviously. And Trundle does primarily physical damage, minus his ultimate, which obviously does magic damage. So I really just ended up stacking a lot of magic resist. Merc Treads, Aegis of the Legion, Spirit Visage, Hex Drinker, I think is the name of it, one of the newer items. And I would have probably most likely finished off with a Impaler Warmogs to give me more attack damage that would help me scale better with my bites. Which, as you know, if you saw the Champion Spotlight, whenever you bite them with your Q ability, you steal a portion of their attack damage. I think at max rank, you get like an extra 40, and you steal 20 from the enemy champion, if I remember correctly. And also, Q does apply on-hit effects. It's best used right after a normal attack as it resets your attack. All this is in the Champion Spotlight about his abilities, so the link will be in the info section. So if you want to learn a little bit more about exactly what his abilities do, just check out that link. Freak's Champion Spotlight was very helpful. So anyways, check it out whenever you get a chance if you haven't already. Chances are you have if you play the game, so good for you. Like I said, very durable. His ultimate definitely helps with that, as it steals armor, magic resist, and health right off the bat and over time. I think over 6 seconds. So that definitely helps towards his being durable. And obviously you want to use the ultimate on champions that are, building magic resistant armor. That's pretty obvious, I would assume. And thankfully they have a Shin, and a Ramus, so a double tank team. And we had a really good mix of physical and magic damage. We had an Ashe and a Karthus. I didn't even look to see what Kennen built. I would assume he went ability power, but I'm not 100% sure. And this was actually a very close game up until coming out of mid game and going into late game, going towards the end of it. That's when we really started to kind of push him back and essentially start winning the game. But for a while there, the kills were pretty even. Like I said, the pure tank build works. Sunfire Cape, the usual tanky items, or you can go the Aegis of the Legion to help buff the rest of your team. Another build that I did try out, I had a very good amount of success with it. Unfortunately, the game that I did play with that particular build, I lost because a few of the people on my team weren't quite up to snuff, and but I did come out in positive kill death ratio, and I think it's the more fun build if you ask me. And I really pretty much built that build the way I did when I first started playing Aurelia, and that was Sheen, Ride Ninja Triforce, Merc Trez, Ninja Tabby. Frozen Mallet's iffy since you already have the Fiage in Triforce. It's up to you. And then, Impaler and Warmogs. Just a real solid tank DPS. With the Triforce, you got a plethora of extra stats that you get from it. And along with your contamination to give you extra attack speed. It just synergizes very well with the character the Triforce does. And not only the character, but with his Q ability, his bite. With it applying on hit effects, it synergizes extremely well with it. And then, Guardian's Angel probably at the end of that build too. And I only say that because if his ultimate allows you to get even more health and armor immediately and over time. So it's just building him as a tank DPS is really I think the best way to play him. You could probably do a full DPS build, but for him being a melee, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing a full DPS build because really his only offensive spells are that deal damage, there's only 2 of them. So I just don't think it's a good idea. So Triforce, HP items, definitely Impaler, definitely Guardian's Angel, and I think a lot of people would do really well with that build. So, and then you can make your own tweaks. Like I said, I don't know if I'd put Frozen Mallet in there or not. I might not. It just depends on how the game's going, I guess. With the Fiage already there, I don't know if it really makes sense. And depending on how many slows that your team has already, and whether you can get red buff all the time or not, it all really depends. But overall, the champion is a lot of fun to play. I have so much fun with contamination. I love contamination. It increases your movement speed, attack speed. It's great. Oh, and reduces the duration of crowd control effects. It's just a lot of fun, But as far as how you use them, how you use his spells, when you use them, where you put them down, is huge. Don't put contamination right on top of you. Put it as far out as, well, not every time obviously, but for a lot of, especially for chasing, for example, don't put it right on top of you. That's just dumb. Put it as far as the max range will allow you to put it, so that way you're starting out at the outer range of it, and then you have the whole, radius to go, and it's just easier to chase. You got more movement speed, more attack speed. Great for chasing. Wonderful spell. As far as Pillar goes, I'm really excited about Pillar. Eneva's Wall is great. It doesn't slow. They're both great spells. One allows for more of a blocking type of strategy. And of course, the Eneva's Wall can block off like really huge chunks of terrain. A lot more than what Pillar of Earth can do. But Pillar of Earth is I would say better in its own right, because it still blocks off very small, tight passageways through terrain, especially in the middle parts of the jungle, in each little 4 different sections. So not only does it, are you able to force enemy champions to take a path that you want them to take, And if they don't take that, they're going to get slowed by it. And or they're going to try and take it and then realize they can't because they're blocked off, be slow, try to take the other path, and by the time that they, in the matter of, 3 seconds that they've decided to do that, it's already over because they're slowed, and, it's pretty much game over for them, most likely. So I would say Pillar is a much better spell than Anivia's Wall. And just like her Wall, you need to learn how to use it properly. I use it sometimes in these games. I don't even know why I put it down right there. It's the dumbest thing ever. And then other times I use it perfectly, So it's going to take a little while to. I mean, I've only played like 3 games with them, so it's going to take time, just like any new champion. So as far as positioning goes, it's not per se about positioning for this champion. He can survive in a team fight. That's why he's got his armor. That's why he's got his ultimate. That's why you build him as a tank DPS, so he can withstand. Pick your targets right. Don't play dumb. Don't put yourself in situations that are going to get you killed and make you a hindrance for the team. Lay down your contamination properly. Lay down your pillar so that it helps the team, and it's just put it down in a way that it's beneficial, and it's not like, a bad thing. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you got a chance to see how he plays. I would recommend picking him up, and we will see you guys next game.